Whoa. Fanta, the king of pores. That's interesting. Hello everyone, Fanta here, and you're watching Fantavision. Today we're going to be discussing Walmart. I know we've been talking about GameStop for quite a while, and next week we probably will go back to talking about GameStop because seems like a lot of people want to hear me talk about GameStop. But I did want to switch it up because I don't want to just talk about GameStop. I do want to kind of talk about the whole sphere of retail that I've worked and experiences that other people I know have had. And the experiences that other people have had will probably come in the future when I start running out of stories or realizing that I'm getting close to running out of stories, because I don't want to stop doing these because I really do enjoy them. So like I said, if you guys have any stories of yourself, of your past history, let me know in the comments and hit me up on Twitter. I got my Twitter link down below. Shoot me a message and we'll discuss what it was like in your past and what you would like me to say, what you'd like me not to say. But all that will be in the future. I've got many stories before we have to delve into your guys' stories. Unless you guys want to do a viewer special. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Sorry about this really long intro. What are we at? I don't know. Today I'm drinking New Belgium Voodoo Ranger, an Imperial IPA, and it's about 9% alcohol. So if I start sounding stupid, it's because I'm a lightweight and because that's a lot of alcohol to me. I know most people are like, oh, 9%, that's it's like 2 Bud Lights or something. I don't know what that would be, but yeah, we'll see how that happens. See how that works. I'm going to hold on to it because I'm going to need it for this episode, because we're talking about Walmart. And Walmart, I know I've discussed this previously in the past just a little bit, and it's been such a long time since I've talked about Walmart, so even if I am repeating myself, I'm sorry, but I really did need to dive as deep as I can into this, and hopefully this unlocks some of those past memories of Walmart, because working at Walmart was unquestionably the worst part of my life. Like, I've had a lot of horrible things happen to me. I have been in terrible relationships, but Walmart was the lowest point in my life by far. Walmart, it drains your soul. Every single thing about the store. I can't stress that enough. And I don't know if I've completely, talked about the store itself and why it does this, but let me spell it out for you. I think I've said this in previous videos, but I did not want to go to work so badly, so miserable, that I wanted to get into a car accident so I didn't have to work. Now, I didn't want to, die on the way there. I just wanted to get, smashed up enough that I didn't have to clock in that day. Even if it meant one day of not working at Walmart, it was worth it to me. That's how awful that place was. And it's not because I was getting paid horribly. It's not just because the customers were awful. It's not just because the managers were incompetent and worthless. It's just all of it combined with the atmosphere of Walmart. It just drains you. So let's talk about why Walmart drains you. First of all, let's start with something as simple as the lighting. Now, the lighting, I don't know who designed this, but they're idiots. And even people that shop at Walmart complain about this. Now, I don't know if your guys' Walmart does this, but ours, it has like solar panels outside, and it also has like cutouts in the roof where the sun can shine in. So during the day, the lights are turned down pretty low because the sun is lighting up most of the store. But throughout the day, like when it gets a little bit later, the whole store will like get dimmer and then brighter and then dimmer and then brighter. And it's like they're trying to torture you in any way possible. And it drives you insane because it doesn't just happen a little bit. It happens for hours at a time. So this constant light torture, I don't know why they would do it, because when you turn a light off, it actually consumes more power. If you turn a light on and off, you're consuming more power than just leaving it on for a bit. I'm probably going to be disproved in the comments, but that's what I've heard. And if you're constantly lowering it to almost completely off and then all the way up over and over and over, I think all the power that you're trying to save by having those little cutouts in the ceiling, you're kind of negating that, especially with the solar panels and everything. You're negating everything. All of the savings you're trying to make here are negated. And even if that isn't true, even if they're saving a couple of pennies or a couple of dollars, even $100 a day, this is Walmart we're talking about here. I mean, they make billions and billions of dollars in profit. You can't just put a little bit of that money aside to not drive your customers and employees especially crazy. Oh my God, that was awful. Can you imagine if I did that to you guys? Just kept changing the lighting throughout the entire episode? It'd be awful, right? And this is just, you're watching a video. But if you have to work in that for 8 hours, it drives you insane. Another thing is the store itself, the aesthetics of the store. There's no carpet anywhere. There's just this hard cement brown flooring with a couple of little foot pads near cash registers and stuff, just so you're not breaking your feet all day. Those pads don't really help that much. I mean, they help a little bit, but you're constantly walking around on the pavement. You can't do anything about that. I mean, at least GameStop had that like micro thin carpet, which also helped to noise dampen things, whereas there's no noise dampening at all in Walmart. You can hear somebody all the way across the store yelling about something because there's no soundproofing in the store. And it's just that brown, awful cement everywhere. For a while, it was like gray, if I remember correctly. I remember I think they painted it. I don't know. It was just awful. Concrete floors. And everything is this gray metal, too. This gray framework to everything. The shelves of that gray framework. The display cases of that gray framework. The entire ceiling is just covered in gray frames. Like they didn't, actually complete the building process. They didn't put an actual roof. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it feels like you're in a warehouse. So you're constantly feeling like you're in a cement warehouse with bare walls. And at one point they actually had some stuff on the walls and then they painted over it so it was just white. So it just became more and more like a prison every day. You're surrounded by metal bars, concrete floor, plain white wall. There's no windows too, so that's fun. I know most stores don't have windows, but prison. That is what it felt like. It was awful. Truly awful. So we've covered that, the aesthetics, music. Now, there was actually a point where there was no music. And I definitely preferred that to the constant playing of 5 songs, one of which was Justin Bieber and Katy Perry, and I'm sure a couple other pop people that I don't know because I don't follow that kind of stuff. It was awful. That was terrible. That was the worst point at Walmart's time when I was there, was that horrible, tiny selection of songs that looped all day. And it went dead silent for a little bit, which was just so nice. But then that silence just kind of, it just gets to you, especially when you're working the night shift and there's nothing. There's no customers. There's no music. The TVs don't make any noise sometimes. And if they did, it was another awful, 30-second to a minute loop. But most of the time, the TVs were not making any noise. So it was just dead fucking silent. And that was also mind-numbing when you're working by yourself and you have no one to talk to, because we come back to this prison analogy, and now it's like you're in solitary confinement and you've got nothing. The other people in the department are gone. It's only you. You have the department keys. You are electronics, sporting goods, and the home section. You're all of those places as the electronics. Mind you, I wasn't even a manager, but I have all of these keys and I'm by myself. No music, no coworkers, no customers, just me and the shit that I gotta put away. And that was just, and then when you run out of stuff to put away, you just walk. You just walk around You stare at the displays on the TVs. You look at the games that you've looked at 1,000 times. You just try to kill time as much as you can. I have never felt my life wasting away as much as when I worked at Walmart. You could feel the seconds slipping away from your life. You could feel yourself climbing closer and closer to the grave as you worked there. And I've never experienced that anywhere else. Even in my 4 freaking years at GameStop, I never felt like that. Even in the dead silence of GameStop. Because I at least had a demo unit running. I at least had a fake NHL game going. I had something. Of course, I was going insane because I was doing that and I was rooting for a team. But I had something. I had some visual stimulation, some thing to listen to, and then games, like just unlimited games to read the backs of. And it was just, just mind-numbing. And then the thing is even when you had coworkers, they were so strict about you talking to each other, even when it was dead. And I know there's going to be some corporate defenders in the comments, but let us talk. I mean, for fuck's sake, we're working at Walmart. I mean, these people that come in and shop, but we always greeted them. We'd stop talking when somebody came nearby. We'd help them. And then when they'd leave, we'd start talking again, which is, we were doing our job. All of our stuff was put away. Everything was orderly. But they would frequently come over and break us up from talking. It's freaking Walmart. Nobody cares. No one's like looking over at the people in the blue vests and going, oh, those people are talking to each other. That's unprofessional. That is so unprofessional. I am never shopping at Walmart again. Walmart is literally the bottom of the barrel store. When you think of Walmart, what do you think of? You think of that website called The People of Walmart. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. You think of people wearing pajamas. You think of people just not caring what they look like when they come to Walmart, because nobody does, because it's Walmart. It's the stigma it has. It's because it's earned that stigma. People don't care what their public image is in Walmart. Why does Walmart care what our public image is to the people? Because nobody likes going to Walmart. I don't know if you guys do. I mean, I did way back when I was in like high school and had nothing to do. We'd go to Walmart and just kind of dick around. But as I got older, like just even when I didn't work there, I just wanted to get in and get out as quickly as possible because all those other things I've mentioned. The environment of the store is just terrible. You go to a grocery store, like, I don't know the grocery stores in your area, but like Safeway or Newer Fries, or I don't know which ones you have in your area, but your local grocery store, think about it. Think about your local grocery store for a second and think about what the things it has that you really don't think about. And that is a real ceiling. And that is, I don't know, I think the big size of the store also kind of makes you feel even worse. And the colors they used, like that white, that just harsh white walls, and the brown. Now, the brown is fine because it brings down the harshness of the walls just a little bit. But when you go to like a Safeway or Fry's, they have a lot more earth tones. I know I'm going way too into the aesthetics, but you really notice it when you work in a place. And it really starts getting to you about just how bland and just how awful it feels to be there. And you start nitpicking everything about it. And that's what I did with Walmart. And that's what I still do with Walmart. That's why I want to get my shit and get out. So we weren't allowed to talk. So they would break us up. Now, this wasn't all the time. It was like GameStop a little bit in this aspect, where the managers decided to be really strict in some occasions, and other times they just didn't care. And it doesn't... Why? Why is there no consistency? Like, pick one, right? I'm going to do a whole episode about managers in the future. I just thought about that. Because the managers we had were something really special. And I'll save that for a future episode, because we're already nearing around the 20-minute mark. I don't know how much I've edited it out, or how much of the beginning I edited out. But those things just, they get to you. And then you add on top of all of that, the customers. And like I said, the customers, they treat you lower than dirt. They treat you like a prison inmate. We're going back to this prison analogy again, because that's what it felt like, you know? It felt like a prison. It felt like I was clocking in and when I put that awful outfit on, I felt like I was putting on my orange striped whatever. I don't. They're just orange. I don't know what prison outfits are. It felt like you were putting that orange jumpsuit. That's it. That's what I was looking for. And the customers treated you as such. They would just belittle you with looks too. Like, they didn't even have to say anything sometimes. Like, they'd ask you a question, you'd answer, and the way they look at you, they question what you're answering because you're a Walmart employee. Because Walmart employees carry that stigma as well. Now, that's not to say that a lot of the people I worked with didn't, highlight that stigma and go, yeah, that's right. I mean, I guess you are a Walmart employee. And I was saying that, and I was like, I'm a Walmart employee. Ugh. But what I mean is, they would look at you in a lower way, so that even though they're the one asking the question, they still don't believe you because they think your IQ is way lower than theirs. And you get that a lot. Now, you got that a lot less in the phone area when I worked in wireless, because they literally didn't know anything. Like, they'd come in the store and I'd have to turn people's phones on because they didn't know why their phone wasn't on. And I'm like, well, you hold the power button. Oh, thank you. They would just look at you in a way that you knew they thought less of you. And that also gets to you. So you've got all these different factors hitting you every single day that you come in, every single hour, every single minute. And you feel every single minute as well, because yes, they have breaks, but the thing is those breaks don't really make the day go by any faster. In fact, I feel like those forced 15-minute breaks we got made the day feel longer, because you were counting the hours a lot more, and you were paying way more attention to the time because you had to take that break or you'd get in trouble. Of course, you don't clock out for that break, so it's kind of unmonitored. But just because you had to keep track of the breaks and your lunch, it just made the day drag. And those uniforms, let's get back to those. My God, those uniforms. When I first started working there, I don't remember having to wear the blue vest. I don't remember it. I might have. Maybe I did. I think I did. Walmart employees, if you didn't know, have to wear that blue, awful Walmart vest. Now, I have never worn a vest before that in my life, except for when I was a little kid and I was dressed up as a cowboy for some elementary school play. Besides that, I had never willingly worn a vest in my adult or conscious life. And I wanted to keep it that way. But unfortunately, Walmart makes you wear one. And vests, to me, especially the mesh basketball shorts material mesh vest thing you had to wear that only zipped up to about here, and then you clipped your name tag, was the most demeaning thing I think I've ever worn in my life. Now, everything else, I looked at the rules, as I always do, and I try to find as many things as I can cut out as possible, because I absolutely hate wearing a uniform, and I don't want to wear slacks to a job that pays me a little bit above minimum wage. So I saw that you could wear black pants. So I wear black jeans every day. It worked. At one point, they questioned me. One of the managers pulled me into his office, and he's like, you can't wear those. And I'm like, yes, I can. Show me on that rule sheet where it says I can't wear jeans. And he's looking, and it says blue jeans, but it doesn't say anything about black jeans. So he pulled another manager in, and then the other manager's like, well, they're black. I mean, they look nice, so he's okay. And the look on his face. Anyway, so I'll get to that manager in a future episode because everybody hated him. I think we called him Captain Useless. And he really earned that title. I've got some fun stories about that in the future. All right, we are hitting that 20-minute mark. I want to thank you guys for bearing with me in my ramblings. I want to thank you all for watching. Of course, like the video if you guys liked it. Leave a comment down below if you worked at Walmart, or what your experiences are at Walmart, or if you're going to start noticing these things that I've pointed out about Walmart, about the barren walls, about the just steel structure that they've left barren, and just how that makes you feel when you're in there. Now the music's gotten a lot better, I'm going to be completely honest, because I kind of missed a part when I was talking about the music and how it was silent at one point. It started with that terrible, couple song playlist that would repeat, and then it was silent, and then they got the DJ in, and he played Nirvana and Alice in Chains sometimes, so it was okay. But just tell me what you notice about your local Walmart and how you think those employees feel. Because look at this guy. Look at this guy. This guy looks like he wants to be dead. And that's exactly how we felt when we worked there. By we, I mean my friends and I, when we all worked there. This is us. This is right here. Just staring at the ground, wishing we weren't here, wishing we were below the ground, actually. That was, like I said, the lowest part of my life. Never been more miserable than working at Walmart. And he just does not want to exist. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. That was me, man. That was me. Well, I can't say man. Man in my 6% female viewership. That was me. So, don't work at Walmart. And if you work at Walmart right now, my hat goes off to you. Find your way out. Find your way out soon. Because it crushed my soul. I could feel it getting slowly sucked out. All right. Dragon the sending out. Thanks again. Subscribe for more content like this. Tales of Retail every week, every Tuesday. Tales of Retail Tuesday. And I always want you guys, even if you're stuck in this retail situation, even if you're working at Walmart, I need you. I absolutely need you guys every single week, every single day, to have a fantastic day. See you guys. It's really good. It's really good. By the way, anybody who's still watching, I'm going to make a video about this. That'd be interesting.